On the new podcast, American Criminal, you'll learn about the fraud, theft, and murder that marks the dark side of the American dream. Like the Menendez murders, was it two greedy kids who killed their parents for money, or is there more? Listen to American Criminal wherever you get your podcasts.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked. ABCs.
Hey, Pantheon listeners, Christian Swain here. You caught me just finishing up some editing on Getting Real with John and Beth. I want to share my first experience with Factor Meals for you. I think you'll find this interesting because I bet the same thing happens to you. I had just received my first shipment from Factor Meals the other day, and I was excited to try one of the prepared restaurant quality meals for myself. Anyway, I was working away and noticed it was very late, and it was my night to make dinner. I jumped up and headed to the kitchen, went to grab the ingredients for the dish I was going to make, and realized I was missing a prime ingredient. Well, I could make a run to the store, or I could make one of my new Factor meals. Actually, the choice was easy. I grabbed a cavatappi, an Italian-style pork ragu with garlic broccoli, heated the oven per instructions, and minutes later was enjoying a very delicious, nutritious, and dietitian-approved meal. It really was everything Factor Meals said it would be. No prep, no mess meals. Factor Meals are 100% ready to heat and eat. Take it from me and head to factormeals.com/Pantheon50 and use the code Pantheon50 to get 50% off. That's factormeals.com/Pantheon50 and use the code Pantheon50 to get 50% off.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Bare Naked Lady song from 7 to Y. It could be Jane. It could be, I don't know, Colin Hay. Who could it be?
Wait. Wait. Colin Hay's not in the band. What?
Colin, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Right. Colin, we know you listen. Come on the show. Yeah.
So you already know who it could be that is joining me tonight. We have Aaron and Heidi. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
We're here.
And we're here to discuss a Bare Naked Lady song that's not a Bare Naked Lady song, but it was officially released, so it is a Bare Naked Ladies cover, I guess. We're going to be discussing the song Who Can It Be Now? And
Can it be knocking at my door? Don't come running no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? Very tired. I'm not feeling right.
Yes. You have that right. It is a minute work song. But Bare Naked Ladies covered it with Colin Hay when they did their tour with Colin Hay in 2015 for the Silver Ball album. And matter of fact,
oh wow, that's people that come out for
wow, the Silver Ball hatred.
I mean, I actually don't dislike that album that much. I just it's a running joke, so you gotta
stick with it
every time I get an opportunity. It's kind of
it was live at Red Rock, so
and Colin Hay,
that
was
a
great tour.
That's a hell of a lineup.
That was that Stefan and I went to together.
Oh, nice.
And isn't Kevin is playing with the Violent somebody from the Violent Femmes like this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
the saxophone.
Yeah, so it's all coming around again. And Colin Hay is playing here in New Hampshire soon.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, dang. Talking about time.
It was a really amazing set. It was great to see. And it was wonderful because Colin actually didn't play the song earlier in the night, and I'm like,
and everyone was wondering,
how the hell could he not play like his most famous song on that on the tour? I was like, okay, well, I guess he's going kind of weird with that.
I would argue that Down Under is
because the Vegemite sandwich. I'm like,
this is probably number two.
She just smells.
It was their first big hit.
It was their first big hit.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like it's not their most famous, but it is their biggest.
It's
hit.
up there. It's definitely in the conversation.
And he does come from the land down under. So,
So yeah, B&L covered this, and interesting. I didn't realize that Red Rocks was the first concert on that tour. I thought for sure it was like later or in the tour or something, but no, it was the first one that they did. And as a matter of fact, not only did they do Who Can It Be Now, but they also did. They had Colin Hay come back out later on to play Pinch Me with them.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool. He didn't do that with every concert, but he did do that for this concert, or for the main one. Now you would think that this would be their closer. You'd think that this would be their encore, but it was right in the middle of the set.
I like that because it's so unexpected. Then, right? Like to bring out another, a musician who's already played their set in the middle of your set. Right, it's a nice little fake out there.
Well, and I think it was probably like, hey, we got to get these guys on the road to the next tour stop. Like,
they're like, yeah, let's get on the bus to the hotel. Let's go. That could be it.
We're not going to wait around till the very end of the night. We're done singing.
Yeah, I'm done. My throat is done with singing. Yeah, I've had those shows where you're like, you sing for 2 hours. I was dumb enough when I was in college to be like, oh yeah, my band will play 4 hours. No problem, and then after a few of those, you start to be like, we're going to do 2 sets of 45 minutes with a 20-minute break in between, and then we're done.
They did do this all 35 shows on that tour, though.
That's cool. That's definitely cool.
I like them doing that.
You don't waste,
mixed it up a little bit and done like, oh, okay, we're going to do Down Under. Okay, tonight we're going to do
Down Over.
Overkill. That would have been cool to hear them do a bunch of different ones. But those ones also don't tend to have a saxophone in it, and I'm sure that they wanted to have the Violent Femmes saxophone.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if Blaze. I was going to say, I don't know if Blaze knew all those tunes already, but as a sax fan and sax player, he's probably well acquainted with a lot of the Men at Work catalog.
Well, it's not that hard of a lick. It's kind of repetitive too. I mean, it was very 80s saxophone, kind of like the guy in The Lost Boys.
And originally that saxophone was not going to be a major part of the song.
Yeah, it was only in the middle, I think. And then they were like, no, this needs to go throughout the song.
The producer decided to put it at the very beginning to make it very identifiable. And then it became...
Well, that was kind of a hallmark of a lot of songs in the 80s, too, is the saxophone. Huey Lewis and the News, Men at Work. What are some other bands?
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, that dude from The Lost Boys.
Chicago and
but Chicago always had a horn line.
Yeah, it's like that'd be like comparing it to like a ska band or something.
Right, they always had a horn line, and the Boss Tones, for example, like any of the ska bands always have. Hey, shout out to the Boss Tones. Come on, we know you listen.
Come on the show.
Right, come on the show. But there were it was used so much in the 80s. It was kind of a staple.
Sound too, dialed in with the reverb and
Modern Love, David Bowie, Never Tear Us Apart.
Yeah.
Super Freak.
In excess.
Smooth Operator, Rio, Duran Duran. We're on the dark side. But it's true.
An episode if we don't derail a little bit.
There's a list of 50, and that's only 50 of this website.
Sax was big in songs.
It was big. Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah. Everyone
liked that big sax.
Yeah. And actually, on this list of 50, this one is number 14.
I didn't put it at 14.
Respectably.
I would have had it.
Brass Monkey. That's right. I forgot Brass Monkey actually has the sax.
Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey. Yeah, so it was very common. Did they use it in Down Under? No.
He had the flute.
No.
I know that.
Yeah, that's right. Dun, 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 dun.
One of my jokes is like, as a fan of the rock flute.
Rock flute.
One of my favorite things about being a rock flute fan is that when you meet a fellow rock flute fan, you have so much to bond over.
It's like
Your top 5 favorite bands are all the same. You know, you've got Jethro Tull.
Yep.
Men at Work.
boy, that Jethro Tull can play the flute. That always makes me laugh. His name is not Jethro Tull.
And 3 other bands that definitely use rock flute.
And Lizzo. Wait, she's
I
done.
mean, BNL.
Yeah, true.
That's true. So,
That conversation, Mike.
yeah, that's already.
BNL. We should talk about BNL's cover of this song.
Wow,
Which it's not really even a BNL cover of this song, though.
No,
it's really BNL backing
not.
up Colin Hay.
It's right. It's not. It's they don't do anything differently, really. It's kind of
my primary complaint, Heidi.
Yeah.
no. I mean, even the harmonies are not. They don't have any kind of mark on them that you would expect. Like it's just like, oh, we're singing the song as backup for Colin Hay. Like yes. It's not really. It could be anybody behind Colin Hay.
Right.
In concert, it's cool to see. It's not something that I would have been like, yes, please put this on a CD.
Sure.
It's not on my playlist. It's not something I come back to listen to over and over again because you can't tell it's being.
No, and they don't even take advantage of, like, even Tyler just plays it straight with the knocking on the door part. He just goes da 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 da, and it's like I thought he was going to do something fun, or like maybe they would go. Maybe one of the guys would go, or like something funny.
I feel like Weird Al would have had a weird knock that just didn't stop, and it would derail the whole song. They'd have to stop, and he'd go over and like tap the drummer on the shoulder. You know, they'd make a bit out of it and everything.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. And like anyone who had seen that concert knows Colin Hay has a really good sense of humor. Why they didn't lean into that?
He was on Scrubs.
Yeah, we were talking about the Scrubs episode earlier because that's one of my favorite Scrubs episodes.
Me too. I mean, Colin Hay really makes it.
Yeah, he really does.
That reminds me, like, it's interesting because that version is kind of the same version that he does on Man at Work.
Who can it be knocking at my door? Go away, don't come round here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? I'm very tired and I'm not feeling right.
His solo album after his partner died, after his singing partner died.
Right. The acoustic
from Men at Work.
Yeah.
And it's acoustic and it's really amazing. And there is an acoustic version of this song as well in that. And I'll tell you, it's really good. I really like the acoustic version.
Was surprised by how much I liked the acoustic version of Overkill. I still prefer the studio, but like the emotion really came through in that performance, which was really nice.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, I can't really break it down because of circumstances, but the good news is I don't really have to because it's exactly the same.
Right. It's exactly the same.
But
go listen to the original.
Yeah, and that's it. But I can give you a couple quick facts. Quick facts. The news you didn't know was coming at you. Quick facts.
Banana facts. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, it's returned.
So who can it be now? This live performance was performed at approximately 127 beats per minute, and it's in the key of E major, which is pretty much exactly the same as the studio version from Men at Work's outstanding album Business as Usual.
Yes.
I believe that's just a hair faster. I think it's like 128 beats per minute, but it's barely perceivable, the difference. I liked, the sax was really good. Colin really was still hitting those high notes, did a great job. I think it was a solid performance. But yeah,
I always thought for a long time that it was one performer doing the lows and then another performer doing the highs. That, you know, because almost every Man at Work song Man at Work song starts with like the, you know, you have the low version, and then the next one is the high, and then there was the combination.
No, Colin
to the high
has a pretty good range, pretty good vocal range.
Yeah.
But I like. But speaking of the harmonies, I do like some of the interesting harmonies here. Like I don't know about you, Heidi, but I tend to like really close harmonies. But Men at Work sometimes have pretty like distanced, far harmonies, and it's good. Like it's very interesting and a little different.
Yeah, I also prefer tighter harmonies, but you're absolutely right.
Well, okay, so we can let's discuss the lyrics a little, because I know the BNL didn't write the lyrics.
What do you guys think the song is about?
Well, I had this.
There was a definitive answer, by the way.
Yeah, I did have this spoiled for me because I was Googling and I found something.
Oh, then I'm gonna have you wait.
I'll tell you what I'll tell you what I thought it was before.
Oh, okay.
Because I did have an opinion, and it was in an area that was pretty close, I think. But I'll let you be the judge. I assumed. I mean, it's obvious. I kind of pictured just like shut in my mind. You know, someone who's doesn't want to be disturbed. I mean, they pretty much very, very clearly states his desire to be left alone and not be disturbed. But there are some subtle hints that maybe all is not well with this person. He emphatically states, I believe the line is, "There's nothing wrong with my state of mental health." But that made me think. Methinks the singer does protest too much, and he said, "All I wish is to be alone." And then later he says, "I like it here with my childhood friend," which I was like, So it definitely seems like someone who, like I said, I've heard two theories that was supposedly based on, but I'm not talking about that yet. I got the impression this is a person who does not want to be disturbed and may in fact be disturbed. Already. The music video kind of does that too, because his eyes are a little wily. He's got the Eddie Vedder eyes.
Ow, stop it. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines as Aaron on this. Hi, Betsy. Because he, is this a man come to take me away? All I can think of is they're coming to take me away. Ha ha, they're coming to take me away. Ho hee hee ha ha. To the funny farm with life is beautiful all the time. It's just so why do they follow me? Like, yeah, that's the only thing I could think of too. Like he's definitely wants to get off my lawn, stay in the house, hermit kind of fear. That's what I was thinking.
What about you, Betsy? What did you ever think that this song was about?
Betsy, come on the show. Wow. We know you listen. So, for those of you listening at home, just after Tracy asked for her opinion, Betsy dropped. So, hopefully she'll be rejoining us very soon.
I'll take it that wasn't intentional.
No, I don't think she was snubbing you. I can't speak for her.
Well, I don't want to take up all the time talking. So, Aaron, what did you find that this song is about?
Sure, maybe you can compare notes.
I should say that I always thought that this song was about a person with mental illness that was hiding in their home and on the line of paranoid schizophrenic. Like they're definitely not. Almost like they believe that they're being hunted down, but that they're not
to get
truly
you.
There.
But as Kurt Cobain said, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
Why don't you ask the question this time, Aaron, so that she doesn't
Betsy,
disappear?
Would you like to share your thoughts about this song? Can you hear us? Oh, I don't think she can hear us.
I'm gonna plug it in there. Ow.
Are you okay?
Plug it in.
You tried turning it off and on again?
I did, yeah.
Yes, it worked.
Thank you. That's very helpful. Very helpful.
Actually, you did. You disappeared off the chat.
I know. I just said it.
Were you Were you telling Tracy that today's episode is brought to you by the number one? Let's see.
Yes, I know. American
Betsy, I
Sign
don't think you saw it, but I literally was like, all right, great. Everyone's got their opinions. Betsy, what's your opinion?
And then
You
you
went,
dropped. You're like, nope. I have no time for you.
Let me just give you this cliffhanger piece of information.
So, Betsy,
would you like to tell us what you
yes,
feel
we would
this
very
song
much
is
like
about?
to hear your thoughts on this song.
Oh, gee. Right to it. So, well, I thought that Colin Hay did a great job singing this song, backed by Bare Naked Ladies. And I don't know who was on the saxophone, but he was very good.
He's from the Violent Femmes.
From Violent Femmes, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think they might have said Violent Femmes at one point, but so I mean, it's a good song. Then don't. So I think for the limited part that the Bare Naked Ladies played in it was good. They did a nice light harmony so that Colin could shine through, and it's good. It's good.
What about the meaning of the song?
So where it wasn't Bare Naked Ladies lyrics, I didn't look too in depth in it. He asks a lot of questions about people at his door and the global philosophical representation of the economic and political society. Yeah, I'm just bullshitting. I'm not actually saying anything of value.
It's like that kid in class that gets called on, and well, I think.
How many times can I get flipped off?
Well, I think it's safe to say the narrator of this song owns at least one tinfoil hat.
Oh, it's not going to be
Or
a
multiple.
system tonight.
And with a backup.
I have a proposal. I would certainly want it to be a democratic process, but this does lead us.
How
Sorry,
many
go ahead.
alto saxophones?
Ooh, I like that too.
Ooh.
Okay.
Was it an alto or was it a tenor?
I think
I couldn't see from the video. Like I cut out the video, so I need to check.
like a tenor, doesn't it? I think it's an alto though. Hold on.
I think you could be right.
I was just trying to think size.
It is a tenor. I think it's a tenor.
I'm pretty sure it's a tenor. All of them use tenors. Like they in the 80s movies, they were all playing tenors.
So this guy's a little deeper and richer than.
Yeah, it is.
No backhanded compliment there. Not trying to
Diss the alto players.
Bill Bailey's Guide to the Orchestra, where he reads like what was the definition of a French horn from this old encyclopedia of music, and they're like, it's a sound not too dissimilar and almost as good as a cornet. And he's like, wow.
Wait, don't be dissing on the French horns.
For backhanded oboe. Oh, it's oboe. Oh,
It is a tenor. Yep, it's a tenor. It's a tenor. I'm watching it now. It's definitely a tenor.
It's a little bigger than an alto to me, so that's
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah, so this does segue into the conversation we were going to have, Tracy, about. I did a little research on this, and I think we are all correct because there definitely seems to be an implication.
Everybody
of
wins.
Everybody wins.
Slightly unwell.
Colin kind of changes his decision about how he wrote this.
Because I heard two stories. The first story that I read, not heard, but first story I read was he said he wrote it in his treehouse with his, I believe, girlfriend at the time, and then she told him this is going to be his first big hit, and of course it was. I also heard that he said in the kind of worn down apartment he used to live in before he was wealthy and famous, he had some drug dealers that lived like across the hall or like down the hall, and people would knock on the door getting the number wrong and ask him for some sort of substance that he didn't have. And there was a lot of, he was a lot of noise and he just didn't want to. And I also heard
And then
third story, right? The third story. This is like the Joker's backstory here. Which is it, Colin? Come on and confirm. I also heard that he was hiding from debt collectors from before he was famous, which would also make sense. So I propose, and I don't want to jump, we can still talk. I propose, because I'm a big fan of alliteration, that we rate this song from 0 to 5 drug dealing debt collectors.
Nice. So
I do like that.
So he was in a treehouse with his girlfriend. Was he at an inappropriate age? Like he's 40 in a treehouse?
Yeah, this seems like
or
a
is this an
high
appropriate age?
school
But
or
like, oh, okay.
maybe college thing if they grew up in the
Okay.
same town and went to the local college or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it was like if he wrote this song when he was like
5 years old.
if he wrote this song when he was 8, the guy is a modern day Mozart.
Yeah, like a savant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know why he was in a treehouse when he already owns an apartment. Like, what? How far was he willing to get away from these debt collectors?
Maybe the treehouse.
Hey, have you ever seen Treehouse Masters? Like, come on.
Yeah, maybe the whole apartment was like a interconnected series of tree houses.
There's some crazy epic tree houses. So maybe it was an epic master builder tree house.
The
Maybe it was in
the Ewok village.
Yes, the
Okay?
Ewok.
Ewok village. I'm going to build my own Ewok.
Live there. That sounds awesome.
Yep.
Except for all the drug dealing debt collectors.
Well,
You know what? It's nothing like being a drug dealing debt collector. Try saying that 5 times fast. Drug dealing debt collector.
well, you can if you're on drugs, is the thing.
DDDC.
Is that a new
God.
sobriety test? Say drug dealing debt collector 10 times fast.
This
Go
song
ahead.
did not do as well in Australia as it did here.
I know it didn't do as well in the UK. How did it do in Australia?
No. In Australia, it hit number 2.
Okay, it was like 40 or something like that in the UK. They're like, "Oh, peasant, you from the
In
penal
New
colony."
Zealand, in
Looking
New
down
Zealand,
their
it hit
noses.
45.
Well, they also
There must have
the
been like,
the
oh,
Aussies and the
goddamn
Kiwis have
Aussies.
some, they have some animosity between them, especially since Kiwis always
Canada.
get called Australians no matter where they go, even though the accent is totally different.
Yeah.
The Canadians, they released it a year later for the Canadians, and that got up to number 8.
And that's when Ed
Robert on
Robertson
the
says,
to do it.
"I want to perform that song on stage with Colin Hay one day," and he made his dreams come true, and that's kind of beautiful.
And then it came to America, where it was their first single.
Yeah, and it was a smash
And-
hit here.
It was a number 1.
Yeah. We like them.
Deservedly so, I would say. It's a great song.
But yeah, it hit number 45 in the UK. So
Well, the Brits,
they weren't as
it wasn't dour enough for the British in the 80s. They were like, we want.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
you're not making fun of our
Depeche
government, so
Mode. We want
therefore.
Depeche
Yeah.
Mode. Yeah.
Depeche Mode. Enjoy the silence. Wait, what?
I love Depeche Mode. We know you listen. Come on the show. But
Right.
no. So okay, I want to give my thoughts on this.
Please do.
It's very good, and there's a lot of talent on that stage.
But
I were to get the impulse to listen to Who Can It Be Now, which I do
it wouldn't.
have, I would reach for Business as Usual by Men at Work, and I would listen to that version. It's
Man at Work.
Right, yeah. And there's nothing bad about this by any means, but I don't really feel like it adds or changes much, if anything. I was impressed with Colin Hayes singing those high notes. I feel like this would have been a lot of fun to see live, especially if Colin Hay and Blaze Garza joining the ladies on stage was a surprise, which I imagine the first time it was. I would have lost my mind, I'm sure.
Whoa.
Right? But
Well, and this was the first time. So they had not, at this point, if I recall correctly, they had done tours with other bands, but they had not done any of this type
Right.
of situation where they
Right.
had the band's members come out and join them on stage for songs up to this point, because the tour just before this was the one with Guster and Ben Folds 5, and they did not come out and join them for songs. So this was a new thing. Like when they did this, it was a complete and utter shock.
yeah, like I said, I'm sure that would have blown my mind. But again, I mean, I'm glad I listened to it. I'm glad I watched the video of the live performance. I wish I'd been there in the crowd. They all seemed to be having fun, and it was fine. But again, is this a song that I would point people towards if they wanted a recommendation for a BLNet song? Is this a song that's going on my all hits playlist at the end of the show? I don't feel like it quite lives up to that. And it's a great song, but I would reach for the OG. That's just me.
Boy, you've got a lot of opinions. I mean,
I'm an opinionated fellow.
Does anyone else have opinions?
Yeah, no, I agree absolutely with Aaron on it. Like, of all the covers in all the world, of all the covers, this is just not a cover. It's just not a cover. Love you, but no, it's not. It's just they're backing up. Like if you weren't watching the video or knew it was on an album, you wouldn't even know it was them. Yeah. Like you really wouldn't.
I agree.
There's nothing different in the harmonies or like the humor, nothing. So it's like, it's Colin Ray. I mean, Colin Hay. Colin Ray is a whole different guy.
Colin Answer.
Colin.
Colin
Answer?
Like harmonies. Like I saw that they were singing, but I think they were just trying to let him shine, which is fine. But yeah, does that make it really a cover if they're just kind of whispering some lyrics? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Colin Answer would have been a great one for them to have done together in the concert.
Colin Hayes ceases to be Colin Hay when he walks into a bar.
Yeah.
You
know who then? He's calling the shots.
Oh dear. Oh, that's just not. Yeah. That's just that was bad. That was bad.
So bad it was good.
It was so bad. It was good.
Covers, and I gotta say, in listening to the covers that I was going through, no one does it differently. Like they all pretty much follow the company line when it comes to playing this song. There's a couple that do it slightly differently, but even then, it's just not what I would consider good.
Legend song, and it's exactly like the Men at Work version. That Colin Hay will appear behind you with a bloody knife
and a toilet that has the water going backwards. Yeah.
I'm going to share. First one I'm going to share is
it's a bloody
cover,
knife,
which by Apologetics, which is a biblical cover. Called "You Can Be Free Now."
You can be free now. I don't even want to know.
You can be free now. You can be free now. You can be free now.
So again, Christian rock band.
It was Christian rock?
Yep, that's Christian rock.
That synth sax is killing me.
Never again. That fake sax, that was a fake sax.
Yeah, that was.
I hate fake sax. I mean,
MIDI.
Yeah, and it sounded kind of like a bad. It's like the kids' CDs that copy real songs.
Oh yeah, in the style of.
They're just so bad.
It's like the bad karaoke tracks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The other cover that I found that at least sounds different, but I still
okay. Well, this one I can dig.
Oh, absolutely.
I would normally agree with you. I am a huge fan of this band.
PMJ. Absolutely.
I haven't heard this particular song yet, but I love PMJ.
Who can it be knocking at my door? Go away. Don't come around here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? I'm very tired and I'm not feeling right. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away, don't you invade my home. Best off if you hang outside. Don't come in, I'll only run and hide. Who can it be now? Who can it be now? Who can it be now? Oh, who can it be now?
So very competently done, but
I dig it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like it because it's its own thing. It does something different with it, which is kind of PMJ's whole shtick. But I mean, I still prefer the original. The original is a classic, and
there was one other version by Cecilia Noel that was different.
Can it be knocking at my door? Go away, don't come round here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? I'm very tired and I'm not feeling right. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away, don't you invade my home. Best off if you hang outside. Don't come in, I'll only run and hide. Who can it be now? Who can it be now? Who can it be now? Who can it be now?
I really wish.
Betsy, it's so funny. You, Betsy brought out the. Are they actually maracas?
They're maracas from Encanto, so they.
That's
nice.
About to say to Tracy, if you told me, I would have got maracas ready. And you walked through the door with those. That's incredible. I don't know where my maracas are. I have a jazz tambourine.
I was gonna say the same thing, and then I just went and got them.
Do I have any maracas here? No, but I do have these.
Yes, maracas.
Wait, Noah, my son made me this. It's
that's
what are you blowing into?
The nose.
What are you blowing into?
It's an ocarina.
What are you doing? Your son made you.
The nose. It's a weird ocarina that he made, but it's kind of awesome.
More like a.
Oh wait. Now I have a real ocarina over there. I don't know why there's a piece rolling around in there, but
Betsy, you should just be saying this because honestly,
I don't know. Especially since he has a sombrero. I'm very confused.
I'm gonna go left out. PG-13 is behind Betsy. I'd say go for it.
Well, every now and then
I know. I get
how much I've transgressed, and I think, well, and the whole
we keep tiptoeing right up to the line.
Oh, that whole episode a little while ago, about 5 episodes ago.
The cowboy breakfast.
So maybe I should dial it back, but no. Okay.
The leak and a look around.
I mean,
no big deal.
We can't ever get up to that far in the line again.
Don't challenge me.
No, that was definitely us brushing against the line. We stared deep into that abyss and it stared back into us.
Yeah. Yeah. And then something came out.
It was the birth of a whole
yes.
You're right there, Betsy.
So
it was definitely it was you're listening to the Urban Dictionary.
That will never begin.
Yeah, right. I learned so much.
So yeah, let's get to some numbers, guys. How many? What was it you said? The
saxophone
dealing drug
tenor sax
collectors.
Oh, that's good. DDDCs. Yeah.
That's
DDDC.
DC. Join the conversation.
Drug dealing debt collectors, you know you listen. Join us.
Yeah, you know. You can collect some of my debt, but you have to provide me with some of your waste.
Well, Aaron.
Do you have any asprin?
It's not a very good business model, but
how many drug dealing debt collectors do you give this song?
Well, you know, I was inclined to give it a 3.6, but having Colin Hay actually come out and sing earns it another couple tenths of a point. So I will award Who Can It Be Now 3.8 drug dealing debt collectors out of 5. Like I said, it's a pleasant listening experience. Pretty darn good. If the original didn't exist, this would probably go in my best of playlist. But I just feel like it's, you know, like I said, if I'm craving the song,
all right,
I'm going
3.8. All right, Betsy, we'll go alphabetically.
No, Jimmy lost. I'm struggling
Heidi,
with this.
how about you?
You're listening to the Bare Naked.
You gave it 3.8. You gave it 3.8 DDC.
I did. I'm probably being a little generous because I love this song, you know, but it's just.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the haterade, I think. But I'm only gonna give this 2.5 DVDCs. This is my lowest.
This is if you were.
I'm just so annoyed by it.
If you were a Zoomer,
because I like the original.
You're saying you would call this mid?
Yeah, it's for me. For me, it's like low.
Yeah, mediocre is a perfectly good word, kids. It's just
yeah, that is really a good word for me. It's yeah. It could have been better. No offense, guys, but yeah, it's not my favorite.
I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I totally get it.
All right, we're back to you, Betsy. Oh, you mean last? Okay, well then I guess I'll go.
Mr. Coleman. After you, sir.
I don't hate this song, but I definitely love the
starting off strong.
I love the original.
Strong intro.
And I mean the original is in the 4s for me.
Same.
So like automatically it's lower than that because they're just doing what was already done and that's not anything special. As I said earlier, like I really wish this wasn't on the CD. I did not need to hear. I would rather have the Pinch Me version with Colin Hay on it on the CD, or them doing another song with Colin Hay. Like that's. I want to hear them do something different if they're going to get a CD. Did I enjoy the concert? Absolutely. It was an amazing moment, but it was a moment. It's something that belongs in that moment, not brought back and played exactly the same. So, yeah, I have to give this a 3. Competently done, but just, yeah. Now it comes back to you, Betsy, unless you want the cat.
Oh my gosh, you guys. You want to see what I found? Oh, sorry. It goes back to Betsy.
Give Betsy some more time. Oh.
So I get around my brain. Yes, let's go.
Oh, go ahead, Betsy.
No, go. Nope, you're good.
So, going my desk, and I found this
iPod.
Oh,
is that a Zune?
And I changed the battery, and look, it still works. And I'm looking at my list, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is in this thing? And it still works. And I have so much old Dirty Kid Lady stuff in here. It's crazy. I don't think I've seen if this works since God, I don't even know when. It's got 1 gig.
Aw, that's adorable.
Really cool. Yeah, I remember.
It's the Samsung. I can't remember what it was called though.
Is it a Zune or is that?
No, it was.
It was Microsoft. So that's.
I bought it when it was a while ago when I was teaching. I bought it because I took kids to Disney World. And I wanted something on the bus ride that would keep me engaged for longer than I'm like. So it was before phones had music on them. I'm so old.
I remember.
No.
Yeah, in high school, my friend Tim had one of the. I think it was called a Diamond Rio. It was one of the first MP3 players you could get.
But guess
with MP3s, you could only fit 1 album on there.
Oh, 1 gig. And yeah, guess what song is second on this that I just listened to yesterday in my car? No, it's When You Were Young by The Killers. I was like, I was a big fan of them way back then. I just listened to them yesterday. It's so funny that I've got all these music. I forgot how old those are. Wow, that's so funny. Yeah, Betsy, go ahead.
Wow, I was really
that was a good 5-minute delay.
Time here.
I will bite my tongue on the old jokes. But I mean, how do you rate a song that's a cover but isn't a Bare Naked Ladies song, and Bare Naked Ladies weren't very involved on a Bare Naked Ladies podcast? I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. So I guess, I mean, I enjoy the song, but I don't seek it out. But I mean, I love Colin Hay's voice. He did a great job. Did you guys see him when he was on Scrubs doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's an amazing, episode.
I loved what he did there. So I don't know. I guess I'll split the difference and agree with Heidi and do 2.5.
Okay.
Demon Drug Dealer.
I mean, it's not their best song.
Is that right?
Human drug dealer
Alex
douchebag.
drug dealer.
Wait, what?
Drug dealing douchebag.
Drug.
Dueling drug dealer.
Dueling drug dealing douchebag. Wait.
Depressed, deranged, drug dealing dead douchebag. Demented.
Bag.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well,
Um,
there goes our shot at keeping it in the classroom.
Clean.
We never did that.
There was never really a
We
shot.
barely succeed when Trevor's on. Who knew?
We are ungovernable.
Who knew?
Yep.
Did
Who
you have a
knew?
clue?
Let me guess.
Who knew?
Who knew is the name of the song that we're covering next week.
It is.
See, it took me to the W's, but I'm getting wise to your game segue.
Oh man.
You for what?
I know.
Speaking of coming
Oh,
to
that's
that
right.
album, we're only 13 songs
Well,
left.
we're
in
not
this-
done yet.
Yeah.
We only have 13 songs left on this.
Holy smokes.
So early next year
Holy smokeroonies.
is when we would have been released into state custody, but now we are remaining chained to the wall here in your dungeon.
An extension of service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
the
got stop
extension-
lost.
The extension has gone pretty far at this point because we've got 2 more albums.
Like one of those clown cars where people just keep coming out, and you're like,
Well, yeah, it's like climbing up a staircase and there's someone ahead of you building it faster than you can climb.
MC Escher's there, just like,
Yes, we're just like never gonna be. It's David Bowie's walking up the walls, you know.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel better, Betsy and Heidi, like it seems that like we rotate through new people every year. So.
Seems like it, doesn't it?
I feel much better.
Wait, we've been doing this for a bit now.
Except for Aaron.
Some of us have been here for a long time.
Yeah, you guys are the homeboys.
When I finally finish this project and step outside,
when did
I'm so unaccustomed to the brightness of the sun that it will.
This has got to be 2 years
I'm
now.
story of a cave. I emerge into reality.
Because
you don't know is that Aaron died about 50 episodes ago. He just directed his ghost.
He's just been replaced with AI. Yeah.
He just won't let me die. He won't let me die. Help!
He's right. He's actually not there. He's Memorex. He's Memorex. He's not lying. But wasn't my first show was like in October?
Max Headroom stuff.
Yes. Sorry, Heidi. What? When did
I said I think my first show was in like October of 2019.
Yeah,
I think it was.
A while.
It's weird. Like I'm like, wait a minute, really? No, it's only been like a year. No, it's been a while now. All right. Well, I guess it's time,
I'll be
friends.
drinking a Loverade tonight, in spite of my totally understanding the grievances that my colleagues have with this cover.
The grievances.
I wish to air my grievances.
Air your grievances.
Who knew that you would be the lover?
Sometimes I drink the Loverade. What can I say?
Who knew, Aaron?
But,
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
I know.
Yep, bring
I'm
it
a
back.
multifaceted person.
That's
Definitely not an AI. Tracy created after he killed the original
Yeah.
Aaron.
You have the nuance, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good,
I've
sir.
been told. Yes, you are correct, sir.
You are correct, sir. Your mother's Rebecca.
Your mother was a toaster.
Now, it is my hope that we will finish the W's by the end of the year.
Wait, what?
W.
It is my hope that we will end the W's by the end of the year.
I don't know if we need to
Sounds
end
like
them.
it should be a
Tracy.
metaphor.
Yeah, jeez.
I know.
He's over here like,
And the W's.
we must end the W's. Like, whoa, calm down there, buddy. All right, let's
Your
ixnay on
passion is
the
admirable, but
Chill. Chill.
Boy, it's getting to be a vendetta.
All right, friends. I'm going to call it
vendetta.
a vendetta.
No, it's German. It's vendetta.
Vendetta.
Oh, sorry, back to when.
Wundervent.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
Volkswagen. VW.
Volkswagen?
Farfignugan. Wow. Okay, we are We're so far off the rails. We're like Doc Brown in Back to the Future Part 3 with the flying train.
All right, Joe.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Dreams. Thanks, that was fun.
Yay, rainbows and unicorns.
Get no regrets, except maybe one.
What would you do to achieve the American dream? The big house, the happy family, the money.
911, what's your emergency?
Would you put in the hours? Would you take a big swing?
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Would you lie? Would you cheat?
Were they shot? Were they shot?
Would you kill?
Yes. My mom is dead. My mom is right there.
From Airship, the studio behind American Scandal, comes a new true crime history podcast. I'm Jeremy Schwartz, and I'll be taking you inside the minds of some of our most notorious felons and outlaws, exploring the dark side of the American dream. In my new show, American Criminal, you'll meet the picture-perfect brothers who'd kill their parents, the thief who stole babies, the crypto king who siphoned off billions, and plenty more. From assassins and gangsters to killers and con artists. Whatever the case, whoever the criminal, you don't know the full story. Until now. Don't miss the debut season of American Criminal, The Menendez Brothers, beginning February 29th. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, or to get early ad-free access to the entire season first, plus hundreds of other ad-free history podcast episodes, subscribe at IntoHistory.com.